'09. I'm like, dude, you gotta make something happen. So I go down there, sleep in a tent in the backfield. First of all, that's didn't even get the RV privilege.
Yeah.
Then just walked like a mile to them every day. Like they just like, come back tomorrow, come back tomorrow.
Like, hey, it's a
It's expensive, you know? Like,
Yeah.
oh, there we go.
There we go. Yeah. It'll move.
All right.
All right, man. Troy, thanks for coming on, man. I truly appreciate it. I know we've been trying to get this together for some time, but you're a high priority man, so only, people need you, so Thursdays works for you. That's about it.
Yeah. It's we've been trying to make this happen for a while.
Yeah.
And I thought it was last week.
I know you go, hey man, I'm not going to make it. I'm like, damn, that's a week out.
Yeah. I was thinking about it, like my voice was gone. I woke up, my voice was gone. So it would not have been good, but I would have been here.
Yeah. So I'm glad we made it. I'm glad we made time. I travel a lot, and this week I was in town, and I was like, hey, and you're like, hey, you still want me? Yes. Yeah. I want you to come back still. So
cool.
And what's even funnier is when you first reached out and we were first talking about it, you're like, do I know you? Because we live in the same town, roughly, or in a sense, pretty close. But we don't know each other.
We don't.
Are you from this area?
I'm from Burlington.
Yeah.
Well, like that's where I live now.
Yeah.
I grew up west side of Cincinnati.
Okay.
So.
When'd you make the move to cross the river?
Let's see. We moved 2016.
Okay.
We were just over the area.
Yeah.
West side is it's great, but me and my wife wanted to just get out for some reason.
Why didn't you, or did you think about going out further Ohio? Or did you want to come to Kentucky side?
Well, we kind of stayed close because of her family.
Yeah. Okay.
My family, I'm like, whatever, they can come visit, but we wanted to have kids. We settled down, and then we realized we don't have any babysitters.
Yeah.
So we're like, family's good to stay close to. So we got away far enough to where we could still have babysitters, but then her family followed us to Burlington. So, it worked out.
Well, I guess I've been in Kentucky. Well, I've moved away twice. We were talking about that, but I'm from basically the same town. So I guess, how long you been over here?
It's 2023. So like 7-8 years now.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, I guess a late welcome, but welcome.
I like it. Small town life. I mean, it's
small town.
It's not like the small town that you would think of, like Indiana but it's we like it.
Yeah, it's good. I really do wish, and I know there's probably no Burlington that really listens to this, maybe whatever. I wish there was just some more stuff to walk around, like more like whatever. It could be anything, honestly. Like a maybe not a brewery, but a place that served more beer. But there's 2 spots, and that's it, honestly. Yeah,
there's like 2 restaurants right up the street, and then it's like an ice cream place, and then like the courthouse.
Yeah.
And that's like it. That's like all you have. Like there's not anything.
Yeah.
We don't really like get out, so.
Yeah.
We got a Kroger.
Yeah, Kroger, yeah.
It's the highlight of the day. It's going to get groceries.
Or highlight of the weekend for some Burlington people going down the Rabbit Hash.
Never been.
Oh, you never been?
Never been. I still see the sign, but.
So there is some people that, I'm not going to say like political conspiracy, completely different conspiracy people. That's the center of the universe. Like, so it's like, you got to go. Like,
I don't even know what that means. So, like, I don't know if I want to go now.
It's, it's a little hippie town and right on the river. So, I don't know. I say go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just check it out. See what happens.
Yeah. I'm going to turn this fan back on.
Just don't get lost. Yeah, I've heard stories about Rabbit Hash. It's I'm kind of scared. Like I wouldn't. The stories have never been like amazing, But I don't want to offend anybody since I've never been. So I can't.
Sorry about that. I had to break away. Turn the fan on, but it's they just had old timer days, so it's I mean, you basically come in this little like road, and then you drive, and then you're out. But it's like there's an old general store and
I've heard of that.
little barbecue place, and I don't know. It's
Just you need to check it out if you're from this area, is what you're saying?
yeah, it's like it's like a staple, I guess.
Okay. Might check it out.
Go on Sundays. That's when all the bikers go. Well, maybe not. Maybe not go on Sundays.
Yeah, we'll probably. I don't know, man. I'll probably just stay away.
Yeah.
Just
Give it. Just be like, hey, we're gonna check out this rabbit. We're not stopping. We're gonna drive right through. We're not stopping people.
And check out the general store and just leave.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
You're
all
gonna
right.
be in trouble with the whole area. Like Rabbit Hash people are gonna be coming for me now.
Yeah, they're gonna be like, he'll say, Troy, do not enter.
Yeah. I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So your Instagram title is CEO of Vurb Moto.
Yeah.
Is that legit your real title?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know what else you would even call it.
Okay. So Vurb Moto, I guess I know I'm kind of a big moto fan and everything, so I know who you guys are, but I'll let you explain.
There's how far you want to go back? Like the beginning or just what we are?
I'll let you, wherever you want to go.
Well, there's definitely a lot to go into
Yeah.
this. Like if you're asking what we are,
Yeah.
we're a media outlet, but we're not.
Yeah.
We like to think we're different, and I think we are. Like we're not breaking news. We're not necessarily the hard news writers. We can make something funny,
Yeah.
or we can report on whatever we want. Like it's just we'll watch the race. We're not going to be live tweeting like every weekend, but we'll still do content from the races, and we'll still get the job done just in our way.
So you're not, I mean, cut you off. You're not like Racer X, which is kind of more formal. You are, but because at your website you do have like you guys write articles and everything, but it's more relaxed.
Definitely more relaxed. We can have more fun. We can just be ourselves. Racer X has that covered. They do a great job. Vital do a great job. They have their own way to do things, and we have our own way to do things. We can do vlogs, have fun with it, and just dirt bikes are just fun. Like we're many things now. We're race promoters. We're vloggers. We're podcasters now.
Yeah.
There's a lot of avenues when it comes to this. So we take it very seriously, but we also don't, because it's fun. Like dirt bikes are fun. That's what we're trying to be like, reach the grassroots more.
Yeah, I think back in the day, I wouldn't know a time frame. The way to be in a moto or really in any industry was write articles and be in a paper, a magazine, however you want to do it. That's the only way to get your name. Now with social media, the benefits of it is there are so many avenues, so many things to do with it, however you want to do it. I guess you would call a podcast a social, whatever. So yeah, that's what you guys do.
Yeah, we do. There's not many of us either. That's what I think no one really knows. There's like a handful of us. So, there is a lot of things that we have to go through every day to make it work. So, social media posting and stuff gets lost.
Yeah. So
we spend a lot of time on something, and then, we expect it to hit a lot of people, and sometimes it doesn't. So it's a changing landscape out there with media these days. And, we came back, and this is what, entering our fourth year, 2024, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Vurb went away. It was gone for 3 years.
Okay.
So.
Did you think it was going to come back at all?
I always hoped.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I started with Vurb in 2009 at the end of it.
Okay.
So I was graduating high school at that point. Didn't really know what I wanted to do. Wanted to do something with dirt bikes. I wasn't gonna do it racing. I was triple on all kinds of stuff, but I wasn't, Eli Tomac,
Yeah.
So it's like I didn't know what I wanted to do. So my journey with Vurb started by a Facebook message. I Facebook messaged Travis Stewart, who was in the video department. And I'm like, look, man, I'm a fan of your work. I didn't expect him to get back to me at all. And the next morning I was like, I'm going to Minio's. If you need any help, I would love to. I'm a big fan of Vurb. And he hit me back and said, yeah, we could use your help. You can come down and film. Like, I'll show you how to do it. And that's it. Like, I went. And
really?
Yeah, just
dominoes started falling.
Yeah, I mean, it's slowly. Like, what?
Yeah.
This is 15 years ago, and I'm still like I feel like I'm clawing my way still, just trying to make something happen in the sport. But it's, now it's pretty good. The relaunch of Vurb truly allowed me to be myself.
Yeah.
And I'd done work for Racer X and Pulp. I worked for all those guys, and I never really made a name for myself. But like the relaunch of Vurb definitely helped people just see who I was.
I would say so. I don't think. Wait, by the way, I have a water. Did you get one? Did I give you one?
Yeah, I got one.
Okay. I thought I never gave it to you. Just held it the whole time.
Yeah.
All right.
It's not a sponsor, so I wasn't gonna be like.
I remember Vurb. The first time I saw was a GNCC race or something, but I never saw. I don't recall any faces, so I was like, "Oh, they're just putting a video out for GNCC or something."
Vurb off road.
Yeah, and I was just like, "Oh, that's cool. I don't know who these guys are. This is a cool video." And then I always thought, I was like, I guess this is part of GNCC. And then, I don't know the time frame later. Then I started seeing your face and Wes's face, and then like we just said off camera, it's just the two of you, and you go, surprisingly not. There's more of us. I feel like a little bit sometimes, maybe it's just me. I see Wes's face maybe because he's more a video guy than anybody.
Everybody knows Wes.
Yeah.
I mean, he's like, I'm biased. I've known him for a while and we're close, but I would say he's a legend in the sport. Like he pioneered a lot of video stuff.
Yeah.
Like doing the MX Sports Centers at Loretta's when there's literally nothing at Loretta's, and he helped pioneer that. He stayed up all night figuring out how to get the footage that he shot up the next day for people to view in 2005. So,
dude,
that, I mean, he doesn't get enough credit, I think, but everyone knows Wes, so
yeah,
that's okay. Like he's our face. Like that's our guy.
So, did you go to Minio's? You started helping out there.
Yeah.
How old were you then? Well, if you don't mind me asking.
No, it's cool. I was I'm just trying to remember. Like to me, it feels like just yesterday, but this was a long time ago. I was 19.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you went to NKU though, right? You went to college?
I did.
And was that did Vurb or your degree, was that all kind of tied together?
Yeah. In high school, I'm like, I could go a couple different avenues. I don't want to spend money at college until I really know what I want. Because, I mean, I did put some thought into it, and I knew I wanted to go to college. I really wanted to make it make sense. So when I did the Vurb stuff, and I figured out I really like to write. I like to report, and I'm like, might as well just try to get a journalism degree. So I did. I got a bachelor's degree. I think I'm like one of the 3 in the sport, I think.
Yeah.
I think there's a couple other guys that have them, but it's the graduating from NKU was cool. Like I do take journalism seriously. Like I say I like to have fun, but I mean there's a lot of times where I'm just like, I do like to write a hard news article here and there because it matters and we need it.
Yeah.
So I like the freedom with Vurb to write whatever I want, really. So
do you think I don't want to put journalism down because I don't want to do that because I know
you can. I mean, I'm not going to be mad.
I guess I want to say, do you think people are going more towards a video audio format and writing or an article is becoming the past?
Sadly, yes. But I mean, you need a podcast. You need when you're a journalist, when you're doing journalism things, you have to do it. You have to do everything. You have to have a podcast. You have to write. You have to have video. You have to have Insta bangers. You have to just everything to be relevant.
Bangers, yeah.
And you gotta have this hit. But whatever stands out, you just have to be everywhere for people to start following you and understand, and just like I'm sure you have people that you follow all the time, just like because you want to know what they're doing next.
Yeah.
Well, that's what you have to be relevant to have people interested. So yeah, you need it. But writing matters too. Like I'll stand by that. Like it matters.
not, you don't have to tell anybody, but like if you read other person's article in the sport versus yours with the journalism degree, can you notice a difference?
That's the sad part is I don't really have time to read anymore. Like I'm trying to just get my own stuff out.
Yeah.
But I mean, it kind of depends. Like if it's like a press release or what do you like?
Yeah, I guess it would be more like
opinion piece.
Probably like more of an insight of whatever type piece. Something you really. It's not just like not a press of like the last race, but something we're gonna dive into. I don't know. Something that's, we'll say, silly season stuff.
Yeah.
So since you have since you're a journalist, is yours more in depth or is some stuff too like just broad brushed, kind of the same old versus yours with a degree?
I kind of see what you mean. Like everyone has their own style.
Yeah.
So I mean, like if you follow anybody, like they all just have their own style, and if you like that, that's what you'll read. But
yeah,
I think, I mean, I can tell difference for me because sometimes I put stuff in there, hope make people laugh.
Yeah.
But
dude, you were making me laugh just on text messages. I was like, just anything. I'm like, dude, you must be always an uplifting dude.
I try to be.
Yeah.
I mean, why not? Life's too short to just be like, so mad all the time. And,
well, that's true. Yeah. I mean, I get you, but you're like, you don't know me. I'm just like, dude, this dude's hilarious.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I try to have humor. I mean, I don't think I'm that funny, but some people do, I guess. But I don't know. I was just kind of, I've never met you before, so we were just like, I'm going to do this pod, and I'm like, I don't know you, like I don't know, but it's fine. Like it's just kind of me. Like I can be myself. That's the biggest point. Like just be yourself, and hopefully people like it.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, that's the truth. Does Vurb stand for anything?
No, it doesn't. Honestly, that doesn't even make any sense. Like when they tell me how they figured out what to call the site, it was just there's these shirts that we had. I say we, but like I wasn't around then. It was called, like they had the first design and it looked like an N, so it was like Vurb moto. But like that's kind of a joke now. But there was another name that was on the table too that they were gonna name it. And to be honest, it's been so long, I don't even know how they settled on it. It was just like a cool, I don't know, kind of name. Like it sticks out. Yeah. Like people go like, "What's Vurb?" They still do. Like Vurb moto. Like what is Vurb? We're just us.
Yeah.
I don't know. So
that's like the brand. Well, you talked about how it was spelled different. The brand with Ruka, but it's spelled RVC, eh? Like the clothing brand. It's actually, that V is actually a U. They start.
I had no idea.
But the font came out and everyone thought it was a V, and they just went with it. So it's really Ruka. So, but it's not RVC. It's Ruka, but no one really knows that.
That's interesting. When Vurb launched, it actually was a Legion MX.
Really?
There's a video on YouTube where it's got the branding and the logo of everything. Who was it? I can't remember which one it was. Which I'm mad about now because Vurb videos were like life when I was in high school. So like the content Wes would put out, I couldn't wait till they posted more. Like when Oak Hill National was around, you had the next day coverage. It was like prime. So.
Did you ever watch Crusty Demons of Dirt?
I have not watched that, and I've never really told anybody that because I feel like people are going to disown me that I've said that.
I didn't know what you were going to say.
Yeah, everyone's like, dude, it's so amazing, and then I feel like people are going to be like, dude, are you serious? Like, we can't even be in the sport now because you haven't watched it.
Yeah.
But like, I didn't really get into freestyle when I was a kid. Like, I watched X Games, but
yeah, so that's when it was like kind of, I guess, starting to like change. You had Ricky, and then he was dominant. James was dominant, but then it just kind of, it was basically when Pastrana was coming in, and then that kind of like came in, and dude, I watched 1, 2, and 3 like. Well, actually, I was at the local. You ever been to the local Florence Honda shop? It's like a real small place.
No, is it still there?
I don't know. Yeah, it's tiny.
Okay.
But I was just there getting a part, and it was on TV. I was like, "What is that?" And they're like, "Oh, it's this thing called Crusty Demons of Dirt." I'm like, "I'll buy that."
Yeah.
And then changed my life.
think it changed a lot of people's lives. Like, no offense, I just never had time to like grab it. Like, whatever I got for Christmas is what I got. Like, I never really went out and bought my own videos like that. But like, Great Outdoors, I watched all those.
Great,
That's what I was into.
Or what about Terra Firma? No. Is that bad? I feel like that's bad. Like, I shouldn't say that publicly, but like, it's out there now. Yeah.
But those are like core things, and I've missed out, I guess. Revelation 199, I watched that.
I don't think I've never seen that
Pastrana. I was a Pastrana fan, so.
Yeah. What I was thinking, like, actually not too long ago, like, none of that's around anymore. Like, those little, like, highlight movies or whatever.
Yeah.
And you don't see that. I don't think. Do you think they're still out there? Or do you guys do stuff like that?
No, and I've talked to Wes about it. There's not... the time and money it takes to go into making a video like that, he just says there's no return for it. Like, people... They have, like, 2-second attention spans now.
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh, I want to watch like a clip on Instagram or whatever, and like that's it. Nobody really wants to sit and buy a video like that anymore.
You would have to be able to get it on a streaming service.
Right. You have to stream it, and there are some, like, there was a good freestyle motocross documentary that was streamed. I watched that.
Yeah.
But for the most part, like, he just says there's no return for a full year of his life to go make a video like that.
Makes sense.
Yeah. It sucks, but
I guess you could do. Yeah, I mean, I get that part, but I guess if on like the Vurb YouTube channel, and you could do it. Hey, we're gonna come out with a movie, but then you're putting it out for free, and what are you gonna get in return?
Right. Like, I mean, he's put out, I don't know, 6 or 7 movies. Like, Epic was the most, I feel like the most popular. Maybe not, but I mean, that he put a whole year of his life into that and burned himself out.
Yeah. And
just had all these DVDs, and I think we still have some copies to sell. So if anybody wants some. No, I mean, it was a successful movie, and I feel like it's pretty classic now, but
yeah.
I mean, the who's who of amateur motocross was on it, but it's just the time and effort to go into it, and the money aspect. Like, we got family to feed now. So,
yeah. Right. So you go to Minio's, you message this guy, you go to Minio's. Do you know what you were expecting when you get there, what your job is? Or what your...
No. So I was going down with a family friend, Ezra Hastings.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's been getting hurt. Like, he's older now, but he did race pro, but he was on 50s then, and I knew his brother, so I would go down with them. I went down 08 and 09, and I went by the Vurb tent in 08, and I'm like, I'm gonna go over and say hey, and like, I'm a big fan and stuff, but I don't know why I couldn't get the courage to go over there or whatever, but I don't know. But 09, I'm like, dude, you gotta make something happen. So I go down there, sleep in a tent in the backfield. First of all, didn't even get the RV privilege.
Yeah.
Then just walked like a mile to them every day. Like, they just like, come back tomorrow. And then by the end of the week, they were just having me help out. Cause to be honest, I think Travis was a little burnt out from filming the Nationals that summer. So he just wanted to like chill and just edit. So he just sent me and some younger guys out, like Jason Crane, who still works for us. That was his first week working for them too. So just put the young guns out there, and we got some good footage, I guess, because they kept inviting us back. So
nice.
Just did that, and then at the end of the week they said, hey, like, why don't you come to film? We're gonna do a shoot with Justin Barsha and at MTF, like, come and hang out with us. And I'm like, sure, no problem.
Is he on Geico at this time?
Yeah, he had just 09, so he was finished his rookie outdoor season and was heading into Supercross for the first time. So we filmed that, and I stayed at Barsha's house, and we played poker that night. There's a lot of, like, Gavin Faith was there too.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Nick Myers, just, his mom was serving us lemonade, just like, hey, and snacks. And I've never played poker before, and I think I got like second that night, so I was pretty pumped. So
nice.
And got to sleep on the couch. So I don't know, man. It just, you end up in some weird spots if you shoot your shot. So
that's true. Like, I think, you gotta sacrifice. You can't think things are just gonna hey, I have to sleep on this couch, hey, I have to do this.
Yeah.
And I know as you get older, you or really anybody, it gets tougher. You're like, I don't want to do all that.
Yeah.
But what's your commitment level to what you want to be or where you want to be?
Exactly.
Is like you gotta sacrifice some stuff.
Yeah.
You just can't be like, well, if I can't do it in between 8 and 5, I guess it ain't gonna work out. Yeah, nothing's probably gonna work out for you. You know, you gotta spend all weekend like, oh, I don't want to work on the weekends, or I don't want to do this. I don't know. I don't want to tell you sometimes. Like to some people like that, they're like, oh, I want, you know, even when I like last weekend, I was just telling you I went to snowshoe. Didn't really like party or drink, maybe here or there, but I wanted to get some good coverage, some good film, and I just focused on that for. Like we kind of did like a vlog, and I did some other things. So I rather focus on that for me and this brand versus just like it's just a weekend to me.
Yeah.
So kind of like you know, you want to focus on Vurb and whatnot. You had to like sleep on couches and other things.
Yeah, definitely. The hotels were not there back in the day. Like even now, it's like my wife. She's been going to the races and helping out and like film vlogs with me and stuff. And it's like. We go and have it's an escape for us to get away for the weekend, and she helps out a lot, and we get hotels, and I'm like, I'm rich. Like, this is crazy. Like we're staying like Nashville, we stayed right across from the stadium.
Oh really?
Yeah, I mean, I'm like, this is you should have been there in 09 because this is we didn't have this. We were in a motorhome with 10 dudes just trying to find a blanket. So it's you have to, if you want to start in the sport, you have to sacrifice a lot. I mean, it's not, you're not going to go in and be like, I need $1,000 to do this, because there's always another guy who's cheaper and does better work. Maybe, like, I don't know. It's just, you have to really prove yourself before you get any money at all, if there's any.
Right. I was trying to think if there's anybody come into the sport as like a media person or social person who just came in with like unlimited funds, but I feel like everyone I've talked to has put in the grind. They've never been able to just there's no one that's been like just able to make it on just I got I'll just throw cash at it. Not that I know of. I feel like everyone's grinded in the moto industry. It
is, and it's a small community. So like it weeds out, like every year it just weeds people out. Like if you're in it for like 15, 20 years, like you paid your dues. Like there's if you have a bad reputation, people know that, and you're gone. Like, so it's if you have staying power, you're doing something right. That's
good. So let's talk about some silly season. We got like, this is a big silly season in my opinion. Where you want to start? I'll let you throw it out there.
Like I don't know, 250 class is pretty cool with all the changes. I mean, especially the ones that haven't been announced yet, but we kind of know where we're going.
I think
Shimoda will get putting his farewell to PC out today or yesterday. I mean, he's going to HRC, so that's going to be pretty cool. I'm excited for that.
Do you think, since Shimoda is Japanese, or do you think you'll ever see him on an Austrian bike, or do you think he always stays on Honda, Kawi, or Yamaha?
I mean, if the price is right, he'll probably go over to if the offer's there. I mean, why not?
I think I heard one time like there's no way a Japanese company will ever let Shimoda ever leave, no matter what.
I just like the Shimoda story, really. Like, he just didn't even know.
It's kind of crazy.
It is crazy. He had like, his dad was just like, hey, we're going over to Loretta's, and he's like, okay. And they didn't even know English. I've never actually really even interviewed him before, but like I watched, we did the Fox radio show at Loretta's. So I kind of watched him on that, but just from how it all went down with Geico to him getting the fill-in Kawi ride at PC to being like team leader, like championship favorite. And that's pretty rad.
I remember when he filled in at PC, everyone's like, it's just a fill-in spot. No one thought anything was going to happen. Like, it's just, you'll just take Joe, and the next thing they're like, Holy shit, Shimoda.
Yeah, he earned it. Like, and now look at him at playoffs. Everyone was just like, he's gonna win it, and
yeah.
I mean, he
rode great though.
Rode great. His stock is really high right now.
Yeah, I think he'll do pretty good on the Honda. Do you know if he's gonna stick with Nick Way, or is he gonna is he gonna ride with the Lawrences?
Don't know anything in stone at all on any of that.
Yeah.
Like, I haven't heard any of that, but I would assume I've heard some stories that he's not real close with Hunter.
Correct.
So
him and Jed are buds.
Him and Jed are buds.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about the Hunter situation. I don't know what that's like.
Yeah.
So possibly being on a Honda and just sticking with the team thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. But don't know about the Nick Way thing. I don't want to spread any rumors, but I don't think he would stay with Nick.
Yeah. I don't think it would be like, I don't like Nick, but just a program.
Right, yeah, it's just a new program, a new start.
Yeah.
At Honda, so
I could see it. Yeah, I think definitely a title contender, 250.
Absolutely.
Let's go to I think Kitchen on the PC.
Yeah.
It's gonna be money.
Him and Voland.
Yeah.
Like, they both need that fresh start. Like, with Kitchen, like, I know I've talked to him here and there, not real close, but from the outside looking in, I just think he was like, you go to the race? Have you been to the races this summer?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, not this summer, but yeah.
Like, with Deegan there?
Yeah. Oh, no.
It's pandemonium. Man.
I heard. Yeah.
Like, it's 50-year-old men, because they like Brian, and they're like, I know your dad, and they're like really fans of him, and then there's like 12-year-olds, and it's like 30 deep all the way around the truck. So I always joke with Kitchen, like, aren't they there for you? Like, and I just think he's more of like a stick to himself kind of guy, where that's kind of maybe a distraction for him to be there. So I think this PC thing's really gonna be a nice change for him to get low key more at the races and stay focused, I guess.
How do you think Jake Coop handled that with all that Deegan hype?
I don't know how any of them guys can handle that. It's just because it's loud, and you see a glimpse of him, and people are just screaming. It's like you're like seeing somebody truly famous. Like I know he is, but
really,
like, it's you see a glimpse of the 238 in the, like, they put guys in front of the truck, or they shut the doors when he's walking through.
Oh my god!
Because if people see him, they scream, and it's kind of weird.
Yeah, that's a lot.
It's a lot. I don't know how they handle it. Like, it would have to be a distraction. Like, if I was a rider, I would be distracted.
Brian probably loves it.
Oh, they love it.
Yeah. And
rightfully so. Like, you watch his vlogs?
I don't really watch them, no.
I turned one on the other day. It's like something you would see on regular TV. Like,
yeah, they have like 3 cameramen or something.
Yeah, and they have rights to music now. Like, he paid for all that. Like, it's a legit show. So
I'll check it out.
It's much like they have a plan, and look how he's riding.
Yeah.
It's
what if I want to know how, well, I shouldn't say this. If he ever gets hurt, how's that going to play out the season? Like, what happens? You just kind of watch, like, film him injured?
I don't know.
To where he's out for the season.
I hope he doesn't, but it's like they'd probably just film at home. Like, they do have, like, some off-season stuff where they just follow him around. They follow the whole family. It's quite the operation that they built. So
oh, I know.
It's a new thing the sport hasn't seen, and it's helped it grow. I truly believe that.
Yeah. Like, for as much some people don't like it, it's still growing the sport, which is great.
Like at Ironman, I'm out it's so hard to see at Ironman, and I was like, I want to go see other sections. I was tired of standing over by, like, in the pits, so I went out, and everybody's just watching him. Like, every time he made a pass, everybody's screaming. Like, you would think, like, Stu or RC was out there, like, and it's just a 17-year-old kid, and I think everyone's just cheering for him.
Yeah.
It was kind of like, it opened my eyes to it, because I understood the hype, and I can see, like, how many followers he has, but I'm like, this is not like anything I've ever seen before.
It's great. It's more than Jet.
I'll say, yeah.
Dang.
Well, it's different with Jet. He was out front by, like, I don't know. At Ironman, he
Yeah.
was just gone. Kind
But
of.
like in the pits.
There's more fans over at the Star Truck than there is at Honda right now.
Wow, that's a lot.
I mean, if they're out signing, of course, it's
Yeah,
different. But yeah, they wait to see Hayden.
Wow.
And it's a little different. It's a lot louder. It's a lot rowdier.
Yeah.
So.
So yeah, Levi goes to PC.
Mm-hmm.
I think he'll be good. I hope Max does good. I don't know what happened with the KTM thing. Like, it's like it was a lot of ups and downs. I don't know if it's the program. I mean, he was on the was he on the Alden program? Do you know that? Was he on the Baker program?
I believe they were, but I think he was. You know what? I don't think I've ever looked into that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that really love talking about like who's training who, but like
Yeah.
I don't really know. I've never asked.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I hope he does well. I like to see him do well.
Yeah.
Because when he's on, he has some good flow. He rides really good.
Yeah, I mean, it was the KTM deal was like, hey, we'll give you 3 years and we'll see how you develop. So he's been on KTM since what, a 65, I think?
Yeah.
50, maybe probably even a 50. So maybe a change of scenery will be good for him. And that, I don't know, I saw him on the number 20 on the green bike. So I'm like, okay, it's pretty cool.
And then but the 250 guy now, what's the French guy they have now for KTM?
Vial?
Vial.
Yeah, Tom Vial.
He's going to be good.
Yeah.
I mean, he was already becoming good. He's going to be even better.
Number 16. I think Zach Osborne's no longer 16.
Oh, he picked 16?
Well, it's what he earned, so
Yeah,
it's like
yeah.
it's just gonna be cool to see another 16 out there because
Yeah.
Osborne's had it for I don't know, like 10 years now. So Vial's gonna be very good. His first full year's done. Yeah, even the whole KTM team is gonna be a new look.
What also is going to be another look is Vial and Sexton. Well, I guess you won't see it, but they're not at Baker's. They're not training there anymore.
Yes.
Do you think, a bit of a tangent, is the Baker factory becoming like a thing of the past?
KTM's super invested in it.
I know.
So it's like
It's not going anywhere.
No, it's not going anywhere. I never understood. I understand why they did it though, because it's just for years and years just churning out, champions. But at the same time, like the program didn't gel with some riders too, so it's doing that now.
Yeah.
Cooper Webb won a championship on the program, and then there's guys that haven't won with the program.
Right.
So it's like, I just think it depends on the rider. Like you're either made. It's in you or it's not to be a champion. So, I don't know. Like I don't think it's done at all by any means. I think they'll keep with it.
Yeah.
I mean, the operation down there is really cool. I haven't been there, but it's a science, and they're gonna keep. They'll be fine.
I wonder if Kenny was a big like if Chase was gonna go and him and Kenny work out together. If Kenny's like, hey, here's what you're going to experience, or why change? We're already working out. I've been there.
Yeah.
Stay here type thing.
The secret's kind of out, too,
Yeah.
with the riders. I mean, they talk, and they're close. Some of them are, and also training's different now because they all train at a high level. So it's
Right.
like they know what it takes to win and be a champion, like the top guys do. But so it's not really like back in the day, it was like, oh, well, you got to go with Alden Baker. You're not going to win.
Right.
But now it's the way the training is, the top guys know what to do and when to do it. So I don't think Alden's going to go anywhere with how invested KTM or the Austrian group is. So I don't know.
Yeah,
So
it was
we'll see.
funny. I saw someone, maybe it was a text, someone sent me, he goes, yeah, basically Team USA is Alden Baker.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's also DeCoster. That was his doing, but it makes sense. Like, you go and you train together anyway.
Yep.
You all want to go. You can go. So just let's Team USA. This is Team USA. I really think we have a good chance of winning the whole thing.
Yeah. It's, I think so too. The only thing is, Like those guys aren't as when they're on. Those guys are fast, super fast. But sometimes they have these little hiccups versus like, well, I guess Chase had some too. But I felt a little more like trusted in last year's team a little bit. This team could be good, but then there could be just one little like fall over, and you're like, oh, it's over. And then because then like we've all seen RJ, once he has one fall over, there's always a chance of another one. And then it's like, I don't know. Man,
he wants this so bad.
Dude,
like
I love RJ.
I talked to him like a month or so ago, and he was just like, he was just born to race this thing. And he's gonna wear his heart on his sleeve. I don't know if that's the way to say it, but he's just gonna give it his all. Like, so if he does crash, like, I pray for him, because he's gonna like not let off the throttle. Like, he's just gonna, until he gets up to a good position. So I don't know if he does. It's RJ, you know. He does what he's RJ. That's all you can say. It's RJ Hampshire.
A dude who, do you think he would have had an MLB career, or how far did he go into the baseball thing before he switched?
I think I talked to him about this before. He said he wouldn't have. He was gonna play in college, I believe.
Okay.
He had some offers. I hope I'm not making that up, but that sounds right. So it wasn't like a for sure MLB thing. Like, 'cause look at the odds of making the MLB with how many A leagues and AA and AAA teams there are. I mean, it's he thought that moto would be a better choice of making it. But the fact that you even were that good to play baseball, like, and motocross, if you go back on his Instagram, his bikes were just, he had electric take numbers. He was just a weekend warrior, like in high school. Just
I want to go back and look at that. Yeah,
like it's funny to go back and look, but you don't have to go too far either. I don't know. I was just going back in memory lane, and then he got the ride with the who was it? Oh, it's gonna bother me. He's been Alias crew.
Oh, okay.
And that kind of like made his bikes look more legit, and it just took off from there. But I guess senior year for him was a big turning point, he said. So it was that's when he started to click.
Dude, good for him. Yeah. I hope he makes it. Dude, what about him winning the heat on a 450 last year at Daytona?
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, I was like, oh my God, he's born to be on a 450.
It helped with his deal for sure.
Yeah.
I saw like he signed like right after that. So
how many more years has he signed for a 250?
He was definitely on it. So this year was part of the deal. I think next year 250 for sure. And then after that, we'll see. But he definitely signed as a 250 guy.
Okay. So we've got Kitchen, we've done Max.
I think Kitchen's gonna be a title favorite, like
for sure
on the new bike. Yeah.
What do you think of Savacci on Triumph 250?
I think it'll be good. Like it's good for him because he has a lot of experience when it comes to testing and things like that, and riding different bikes. As far as 250 motocross, like title contender, I'm not there. But new bike and everything.
Supercross or motocross?
It was sitting out next year for Supercross. That's right. So he's going to jump in 250 class, which he's a little older now. And those guys don't think really in that class. Like, they just send it. So he's a little more methodical. He's got a family. I think he just kind of, definitely top fives for sure, but some podiums. Don't know. New bike.
I know. No one knows.
Nobody knows.
Everyone still I think there's some people who still think it's like a KTM. They just put black on it. Like,
I don't get the KTM thing. It's now a joke. Like, everyone's like, everything looks like a KTM now.
Yeah, I don't get it either.
I don't think it looks like one.
No, everyone still think Beta. They think Betas, but that's their own thing.
Yeah.
And then
Beta definitely does not look like a KTM.
No. I like Benny Bloss on his little like Insta. Like, he's got some bangers out there right now. Riding that two-stroke.
Looks really fast on it for some reason.
Yeah.
I mean, he's fast, but like on a two-stroke, he's pumped.
Yeah. And then they also have Colt Nichols on that.
Yeah.
That'd be a good team. It's going to be a good team.
It is. Carlin Gardner, he's a former racer. He's their team manager.
Yeah.
So he knows a lot about sports. So I think that's going to be a good program. And It's just cool to see how many different manufacturers are coming in. Like
yeah, Ducati eventually come in.
Did see that.
Yeah, I don't know what it looks like, but that'd be cool.
Just it's a good time for the sport, especially with super motocross going on.
Yeah.
The amount of eyes that are on it, I feel like this is a different time for the sport. Like this is like if we don't capitalize on this now, and it's like that's our job as media, we have to cover it and just make it look like the coolest thing ever. But at the end of the day, like bringing more fans to sport's great, but like that core audience is still, you can't beat that.
Would you cut down, because this is now the talk of off season, would you cut down the number of races?
Well, I personally wouldn't, because I'm a fan of watching races, but I think it's a little, just from talking to riders and things like that, they do feel it's a little long, because there's also, time. Look at it now, it's Motocross of Nations. Aaron's raced.
He's taking 2 weeks off, but he's still trained in those 2 weeks, so he's not really taking time off.
So this will be his 30, I think he skipped a couple there, but like this will be race number 32 on the schedule. But then the guy like Grant Harlan, privateer guy, he's doing World Supercross too. There's really no off season anymore.
Right.
So it's, if the money's there, they'll race, but I don't think there should be less.
The only thing I don't want to see, I don't want less, but I don't want to see riders get burned out in like 3 years. Like, man, I'm just burned out because I've raced from January to, well, basically, mid-October, and then there's no break. You got to reset and train for Supercross, get your bike ready, and then it starts all over. Now, maybe some guys like that. They don't want that time off. It makes them like rusty, or they get a little, they rather just stay warm. And however, but I don't know. I just want to see, like, you look at Dunge. He's like, all right, I'm kind of burned out a little bit. He came back. Yeah. But he took 5 years off.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think it's going to be, we'll see that maybe in the future.
Yeah.
I've thought about this a lot with the current state of the factory teams. They're all 29, 30 plus years old.
Yeah, that's crazy too.
Right. So, I mean, if they're not burnt out now, then they probably aren't going to. Yeah. But they've had the factory rides for a reason, obviously, but they've had them for a long time. Mm-hmm. Now there is a group of guys who are younger who are going to come up and take those rides eventually once they retire. Yeah. But it's an old man's sport now.
I know.
So it's maybe the younger guys do down the line, but if they're 30 years old, I don't think they're going to get burned out because they haven't been yet and they still race. Right. So I don't.
Yeah. How old was RV? Like 27?
I think he was 27.
Yeah. And Dunge, same age, probably.
I think RV was like 26, actually.
Yeah.
Dungy was... See, they're all like around my age, so I'm trying to do the math. It's around the same age. But Dungy also... I think that neck injury that last year that he had, I think that really spooked him because he had never really had a huge injury like that. Yeah. So I think that kind of... And plus, like, maybe the Alden program and just... I don't know, like... Maybe there's some outside factors for... Want him to just move on with racing, but obviously he wanted to come back and he wasn't done. So
there's a theory, and don't hold me to this, not my theory, and I don't know, but the only reason he raced outdoors, but maybe his number, was to keep his number longer, to extend the 5.
True. Yeah, I can see that. I mean, it's still available. Wait,
that's
it's available now.
Oh, so it is available now.
Yeah, it was just last year that wasn't. Okay. Right?
But I thought
right.
It's 2 years after, right?
I think it's just one. I believe it's just one.
But man, how did
Clinton Fowler's gonna be so mad at me because he's always yelling at me about numbers.
And then how's Reed still getting his?
It's just a Chad Reed factor. Like he just like, hey, I'm Chad Reed. Like I'm
not giving it up.
Just petitioned for it. Like even like Brock Tickle.
But he gave it up now.
He did. I think unwillingly. I think they were just like, we're moving on, man. You got to either race or we're just done. So, which is good. Tickle hasn't raced since what? Like, I don't even remember the last time he raced.
Yeah. 19?
Yeah, I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
Let's get these guys a lower number.
Do you think, I always think about this. Do you think like there should be a 1 through only like 1 through, what would I say, 100 and 250, and then starts back over in 450.
I kind of like the current number system.
Okay.
I know I'm probably the minority on that. I just maybe a different structure for regional stuff, or just make like one series for 250s. But I don't even like that. But the 450 class should count for more, like have more weight on points.
Yep.
Than a 250. But I don't know. Like the way it is now, I'm okay with it. I'm not going to complain about it. Like it's just there's a lot of people that do complain about it, but I don't really see a reason.
Yeah, I'm fine with how that is. I just wish, I kind of wish like you work your way up, and then you start back over at 450, and then you work your way back up again, in a sense. Like you say you're at 250, you got to a 1 or a 2, whatever, and you move back to a 450, and then you start at you start at a 2-digit. You don't have to go to a 3-digit, but then you got to work your way back up that way as well.
I'm kind of picking up what you're putting down. I don't know. The way it is set up now, like there's a lot of riders now that if you're on a factory team, like you want the lowest number possible.
Yeah.
So I mean, if you're like Tom Vial, he just got 16. Like if he was number like 50 something, I don't know, it'd be a little weird to KTM. So I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I kind of see it as like he's already a 16. He hasn't even touched the 450 class a little bit, and then Zach was in a. I don't know. I guess I'm fine with it the way it is.
Well, Zach earned his 16, and he was 250 class. So
yeah, that's true.
I don't know. I'm okay with it. There's so many people that complain about it. I just don't see a problem. Like there are some things in the point structure that's a little like the Brock Tickle thing and the Chad Reed thing, like holding on to their numbers. That's a little weird, but other than that, I'm like, we're good.
Yeah, I'm fine with it. So what else? Who else is moving? Jalik Swole also triumphed.
Yeah.
So we'll see how he does there. Dude, he was at the end of the year, he was doing good on a Husqvarna.
The outdoor series really like cemented the Jalik hype for me.
Yeah.
Because he top 10. He got a podium at High Point, right? Or no? Yes, believe so, if my mind's right. He showed me like he was hurt for a while. Came back and he should have a ride. Like that's Triumph will be good. He's back home with Bobby Hewitt.
Oh, good. Yeah, that's right.
And Scuba Steve. I think Westfall is his name, right? Steve Westfall. So that'll be a good home for him. They're kind of like they grabbed him when he was an amateur and brought him on their Husqvarna team. So it'd be like a homecoming.
It's kind of crazy how he's kind of I don't know how people like. I see it like people kind of forget he came out literally the same time as Jet. Like they were racing in that final race at Loretta's. Like they were battling, and then people kind of just saw Jet and they kind of forget about Jalik a little bit. But he was good in amateurs, and it wasn't that long ago. But people kind of I don't know. I feel like some people kind of just overlook him a little bit. And he's still so young. He's not old by any means. No,
he's pretty young. I mean, just injuries do that. Like you're only as good as your last race, and he spent a lot of it past 2 Supercross seasons. He was out, I believe.
Yep.
It's part of the sport. I think returning to people that he knows and he's comfortable around, and I'm not saying he wasn't comfortable with Husky, but just a fresh start. I mean, he's won a moto before, so he's kind of, top 5 podium guy if he's on. So.
What do you think of Forkner? I'm a little surprised Cali keeps him around.
I'm not surprised because the speed's there.
Yeah.
But I feel for the guy. Like, he just keeps coming back, though. Like,
I know.
The fact he keeps coming back says a lot about his character. Like,
and it's not like his speed, when he comes back, his speed, it's like he just, all right, I'll be gone for a minute, be right back. Same
He's
speed.
right back to it. And that's why they keep him around. Because he can win. And he's proven that a lot of years. So I just want him to stay healthy.
Yes.
Because that's a dangerous combo if can stay healthy and consistently stay healthy. Like, it's just a bummer he keeps having issues.
Yeah. It's crazy to think he was in a 250 title battle with Zach Osborne. Like how long
Was
ago?
it Zach?
He's done with Zach. He's done it with
Definitely
Chase.
Sexton.
He's done it with Ferrandis. That's crazy.
Just battling with Jet a couple years ago too before he got hurt
Yeah.
again. So
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I'm not going to ever count him out because I mean, if he can stay healthy, he's got the speed. So
Yeah.
I think that's where they're at.
Who else has moved? Trying to think here.
I mean, 250 or 450?
250.
250. I mean, we got. Let's see.
Who came over
Everybody.
to?
I mean, Ryder D. Francesco.
Yeah.
TLD.
Yeah. How do you
Probably
think-
the greatest launch video ever.
so good.
Ever.
So good.
Yeah.
Yeah, if anybody hasn't seen it, go watch Gas. Just go to their Instagram, and it's got to be within the last couple of days of Justin Barsha driving a van, basically like what is that movie?
It was from a movie, right? Like
Oh yeah, it's from
I can't even remember. I don't know.
man, what's
It's
the
a movie thing. But yeah, they basically kidnap Ryder D and add him to the team. So
I can't think of the top of my head. It's the Vince Vaughn where they're at they're at a college and they have like they're like a fraternity, whatever movie that is, just like that. That was pretty funny. So yeah, I'm surprised he switched because he from the Cowie. I didn't think he was going to leave.
I don't even know what the choices were. I mean, it's the way he kind of turned pro was interesting. I don't know if he really even had a spot on the team last summer.
Really?
Yeah, like the way he kind of came in and raced the Nationals seemed like he really had to fight for his spot because the team was just full. There's so many guys, so I think him and Jet Reynolds were kind of up in the air just because they were turning pro and there's really no spots. They usually keep like 4 and lucky to have a 5th. So maybe that kind of made him start looking, but maybe just he wants a fresh start.
What's up with Jet Reynolds?
I don't think anybody knows. I think he's been spotted riding a Cowie, just his own personal bike recently, and I mean I'm sure he'll find. He just can't stay healthy. Like that's been the roughest part.
Such a, I guess as an amateur, kind of like a phenom in a sense.
Yeah.
And nothing, man.
But the thing is, like the way with Team Green now, it's the sensations are there, the amateur guys. But that the last couple of years, that switch to the big bike has been proving, like the guys on Star, like Chance Hymas with Honda, they've been the standouts, whereas the 250 guy on PC's been overshadowed.
Right.
I don't know if it's the transition because they don't ride 125s or I don't know. Like it's just kind of a big jump from 80 or Super Mini to that.
Right. Yeah.
So maybe they're a little behind. Kind of been thinking about that, but
yeah, because like if you go back, like the PC team with like Baggett, Dino.
Yeah.
I mean, it was amazing, and now it's like, where was the change? It just kind of died off. Like it's crazy.
Well, Star kind of caught fire in 2014. They closed the gap, and then Geico obviously they closed the gap too before they left the sport. But just technology and just different bike, years kind of gel with riders and don't. So I don't know. There's a lot that goes into it, but it's I don't know. It's been troublesome for PC lately.
I know. Man, they have some good bikes. I mean, look at Shimoda. The bike's good.
Bike's good. They made some gains this summer. You can tell. It's with starts and finishing up front. It's just staying on the bike has been tough.
Yeah.
McAdoo, Hammaker.
Yeah, you forget about McAdoo. He's been gone so long.
Yeah. And Hammaker just got hurt again. I mean, it's not. He'll be back for Supercross, but it's been kind of rough. So with the new guys, I had a team like Voland and Kitchen that look to get back on top. Yeah. They're a team to beat for sure.
Oh, for sure. So let's go 450. What do you think of Sexton on the KTM?
It's kind of, the whole thing is interesting for sure, because obviously the Lawrence brothers have taken over Honda. I don't know Sexton personally, but maybe that's kind of like they've got all these eggs in the Lawrence basket. I want to be the top guy.
Yeah.
Maybe it's time to move on. Like maybe there's speculation on maybe like the bike wasn't really fitting him, but just want a title on it. Obviously, some different things went into that, but
Right.
and it's just like we've been saying, fresh start. Maybe this is what he feels like he needs to do for his career. A rebrand. He's switching number 4, so maybe it's just all time.
I can't believe he's doing that. I'm that 23 with the A-star gear
man.
and all that.
I know.
I mean, I get it. The single digit holds a lot of weight. Like, it
For
holds
sure.
weight. But, like, man,
He loved it.
I know. Is he on A-star? I guess at KTM? Or does he switch to Thor?
I'm not sure. Like that's too like intricate for me to even get into, because I'm like, there's gonna be some changes for sure. I think AP might be switching, but
Really?
yeah,
So I guess, yeah, so he's off Monster. He'll definitely be Red Bull.
yeah,
But yeah, the gear is the only thing I just don't know.
yeah. I would be shocked kind of if he did, just because A Stars was.
Yeah.
I mean, they've been backing him since he went to 450 class, so. But they do back a lot of riders too. Like their payroll must be insane.
Yeah, I mean, Barsha left A-Star to go to TLD, but
Yeah.
it was part of the team. No one thought that was going to happen.
True, he was like kind of their first 450 guy back 2013 or so, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Who else? Coop, but he's already kind of raced on the Yamaha. I think he'll just get better and better.
Yeah, it's gonna be a dangerous combo.
Yeah.
Yeah, like never will I ever count Cooper Webb out of anything.
No. I mean, I even think when they were announced, they're like, look, he's just getting on it. Like, no one's expecting him to come out here and just win it. Like, he's fine right now.
Right,
And he
then,
rode that well.
like his hit in Nashville to his head, like no one really talks about that, but that was big.
Yeah.
And being in, like I was sitting there in the stadium, like this is not good. Like he was not getting up,
Right.
so didn't look good at all.
Dude, I kind of forgot about that for a second.
Yeah, and for him to come back and do as well as he did, like cool. Like he's been riding it, but like having a whole off season ahead of you to, train to get the bike right, and he's a gamer. Like he's a racer. So
You don't have to talk about this if you want. But what do you think the departure? Where do you think the split? What do you think caused everything there?
Man, I wish I knew. I know that's not what you want to hear, but the whole thing with Alden, he left him for a bit, and then he came back. Maybe that caused some friction. Maybe he wasn't happy with the bike. Maybe these guys stay in the teams for so long, there's going to be times when you just have friction.
Yeah.
Like if stuff's not going great, you start questioning everything, fingers get pointed. It's just not, sometimes it's a very tense environment.
Yeah.
When you're in the truck, it's just from what you can feel. So it could be a lot of factors. I think it's just seeing that star offer and like returning home and seeing what Tomac did on the bike.
Yeah.
I mean, all just helped him make the choice. So
Yeah. That's crazy. Star has Tomac and Webb.
yeah, they do. It's gonna be a cool team.
You know what I haven't heard is kind of be a funny marketing thing? What if Justin Cooper... Oh, they also have Justin Cooper
Yeah, they
on the
also-
450. What if Justin Cooper lines up the Cooper Webb on the line, and then it's still going to say Cooper Webb? Like, no one's ever thought... Like, I thought thought about that right away.
That would be cool. Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
And also the 32. So it's like
Yeah.
Tomac and Webb, 3 and 2.
Yeah. I don't
Yeah.
know. It's just little quirky things, but
Yeah.
that'd be cool. I think he'll do good. He did pretty good when he was on the 450 last season.
He's doing great.
Yeah.
I kind of wish he raced more 450 because it was going well.
Dylan, is he going to Suzuki? Anybody know?
I think he is.
Okay.
I haven't talked to the Hep guy. So the problem is, I'm pretty close with them over there.
Mm-hmm.
They don't tell me insight like that. I have to find out different ways.
Oh, really?
So if everyone thinks like I get all this Hep, they ask me all the time, like, what's going on at Hep? Like, I don't know. Dustin doesn't tell me like that stuff. he laughs at it when I when I tell him like straight up.
Yeah.
I'm like, just tell me, and he just laughs. I'm like, okay, but I think that happens.
Do you think Kenny winning, Kenny doing so well, kind of, I guess you would say, opened the checkbook or made the bigger payroll to bring on another rider like Dylan? Because I'm sure Dylan's not super cheap. No offense to the other guys, but I'm sure Dylan wants the night. He's like, hey, I'm a 2021 motocross winner. So do you think Kenny doing well last season's like, all right, we can afford this now?
I don't think that. I think what I do think is Hep is in this to win it. They're showing that price is no object. They got Kenny. They got 2 trucks now. Mm-hmm. They're just investing. They're doing World Supercross. They just want to win. They have everything in place to do that. We saw at Indy, and obviously with Roxon winning some motos at a moto at SMX. But they want to win, and they're going to do whatever it takes to do that. So when it comes to price, like, they'll work the deal out. They'll be fine. I just think there's other factors than money that's an issue for Hep.
Here's what's going to be funny. Dylan, on the kickstart, when like it won't start and then like on a motocross track, and they're like, Dylan, what happened out there? You can tell he's just going to be like, he's not going to be happy.
It works though.
Like, I know, but like, you know how he was on the Yamaha. Yeah. He was just like, my bike not good, and he was just like always frustrated.
But also with when you look at Star, they have 800 riders.
Yeah.
And Hep they have Kenny, they have Chiz, who's low maintenance and helps with bike testing.
Right.
So he's just there to help anyway, and he's actually a big reason of some of their developments this year.
Yeah.
Especially with suspension, he brought in his guy, Active Ride. But yeah, like they have those 2. I'm not sure when it comes to 250s who they're going to grab either, but there's a lot of staff there that know what's going on.
Yeah.
We got Larry Brooks.
There's a lot.
If anybody can make a bike work well, it's the guys over at Hep.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm pumped for that team. So yeah, you get Kenny and Dylan, and yeah, it'll be a good team.
It will be good. Like just having him over there and just a fresh start. Like McElrath finished 11th in Supercross on the bike too, and people forget that he even rode for the team because it's been so long. But just he'll do fine on the bike. Like he'll be top 10, top 5 podium guy.
Does Hartrath have a plan of coming back?
I don't know. He's on my list to talk to this off season, just because I don't think he really is at this point. I think he just kind of started riding a bicycle at this point. So it's been, I don't know if he really wants to or if it's on the table.
Okay.
But
I hope he comes back or doesn't leave the sport at least. I hope he kind of somehow stays around.
He kind of launched a new training thing with Cooper Webb too.
Saw that,
so if he doesn't, like, he'll be perfect for that. Because I don't know if you've seen the guy, but he's an absolute monster of an athlete. Like,
really?
He's a big dude. Like in shape. What I mean by big, like big dude, like in shape.
Do you think Sexton? Well, okay, so I know Hartrath's big, but like you look at some of the other 450 riders, Sexton seems like he looks bigger than like you got Jed or Kenny.
All them guys, all 3 you just named are big. Like their upper bodies are insane.
Well, you look at RJ though. RJ, I've seen him. I've stood like this close.
Yeah,
small. I thought he was smaller.
Easy on the small. Like, dude, I went. You go in the pits and you don't. On TV, they're like, could be a chest protector, but no, all these guys are in shape.
Yeah.
Like Marshall Weldon's leg is probably the size of me.
Justin Cooper, like, medium.
I know what you mean. Like, you're looking for like a lanky build kind of guy. Like
Dungy.
They're out
medium.
there. New Scan is probably like my build.
Yeah.
But they're all built like insane. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember it was always a thing. So I guess I was getting to, I feel like it's kind of changing in a sense. Like back in the day, you had to be almost rail thin because of this, but you got to have some muscle. And I think that stigma's changing. Yeah. And people are kind of like, what, you can be bigger now on the bike and still kind of move it around? And like I guess I was also going to say, like, Chase is bigger, but he rides with such good flow. It's kind of it's kind of weird to see. Then, but Tomac's big, but then he bulldogs it.
Yeah.
So it's kind of crazy to see.
Different styles of each,
Yeah.
and they all make it work.
Yep.
Yeah. And you see now, like, Jet, Sexton, you're starting to see a lot more. I don't know even what it is. There's a change in the way people are riding the bikes now.
Yeah.
Like, they're smooth. You can't take a bad picture of them.
Right.
Or get a bad clip because they're just always in a position to just, I don't know, they're flawless.
Yeah. It's
Sure.
crazy.
Sure, Chase, like, has lost the front end, and he gets ridiculed by that on the broadcast and stuff, but it's like, dude, he's just out there to see how fast he is.
Yeah.
It's insane. Like, his riding style is one of my favorites to
Oh, yeah.
watch. Like, even Jet now, he's jumping stuff braking bumps.
Yeah, he's jumping. Yeah, I was going to say something.
Yeah.
To make them doubles is wild.
Yeah. So we're seeing like a whole new era of riding technique.
Yeah.
So it's cool.
Do you think a lot of guys will try to learn that technique in the off season to, like, because it's got to save on like your energy versus like boom. Like,
Yeah.
it's probably got to save it. Well, at least like it looks like it kind of makes it a little like saves your energy a little bit. Do you think more guys are going to try to change that?
I know there are guys that do try to change it.
Yeah.
All of conversations. I mean, I was talking to Chiz, and he was like, "I'm still learning." Like, and I'm like, "Dude, you're
34.
30, yeah, like 35 years old." Like, and he's like, "I'm still learning. I feel like I'm riding better now than I ever have." And it's like, that's insane.
Yeah.
Because it's like, you're still learning. You can still like focus on, like, you've ridden every race ever, man. And it's cool that they notice that things are changing, and they're trying to add that to their riding abilities.
Yeah.
So
I like the standing in the corners like that. That's a good change. Or I like how it's like now more and more guys are doing that.
yeah,
It's different, and I guess what's the benefit you think versus sitting down?
like standing. Just,
yeah.
I mean, for one, it would probably just save your strength, I guess. So you don't have to sit up or you don't have to sit down and stand back up. More of a flow.
Yeah.
Just, I don't know. Like, I feel like it's just less. It just takes less to stand up. Just keep sitting down and standing back up. Less effort, I guess.
Yeah. I don't know, but yeah, I see Tomac do it. Kenny do it. Yeah, Chase.
Sometimes you wonder if they even know they're doing it.
Right.
If it's just like a natural thing where I know it's faster in my body, and just the way I'm riding right now, it's just that's where it's at.
Yeah.
So
true.
how much of it is planned or how much of it is just talent?
Yeah. God, they're so talented. It's crazy to even think.
Yeah.
Let me think. All right, let's talk about your podcast, the Squad Pod.
Squad Pod.
All right. What is the Squad Pod?
What is a Squad Pod? It's me. Like, it's just like, you need a podcast in the sport.
Yep.
Since Vurb came back, I've been wanting to do one. I just kind of was like, hey guys, let's just do it. Like, we're starting to get into this. We have a whole podcast network now, the Vurb Moto Podcast Network. And so we'll have the Vanilla Racing broadcast, which is a YouTube show that Wes and Chase Stallo are the hosts on. And then my show. And then we have Winners Take Y'all, which is Kevin Kelly from DMXS Radio.
Yep.
Very popular show. So we just kind of created this podcast network, and it's growing quickly. So Squad Pod's my show. I can talk about whatever I want, and I can have on whoever I want.
Nice.
So, yeah, we're just getting started.
Who's the latest one you had, and who you got coming up?
Latest one I had Aaron Plessinger on last week.
Okay.
We talked about his Ohio roots mostly. I don't really like to talk too much racing.
Yeah, you want something different.
Right. We just kind of like some of the guys I've known for years, and we just kind of talk about other things, like go down memory lane or like their amateur career. Just ask things that people might have forgotten about. Just find those little things that, like, hey, when you were an amateur and you were coming up and Rock River, offered you your ride, like what was going on? Just things like that. Like Levi Kitchen was on, and we talked about his coming out week at Loretta's when he went 6 for 6 in B classes. So just his whirlwind of, I got a Geico offer. No one really even knew that. So
Really?
We just kind of like search for things like that. So, just try to get something different out of the guys. But we had AP on last week. Talked about motocross and nations, of course. Talked about the Cody Gragg 2-stroke race coming up at Muddy Creek, which is a part of our Shred Tour events. Cody Gragg was a good friend of his growing up and like family to him, so he donates $10K to the purse every year to that race. So I try to promote that because it's a cool deal for the sport and in memory of Chris and Cody. So but it was cool to have him on and just talk about old times. And then this week I had Justin Starling on because I've been meaning to catch up with him. He's the only guy in my squad that we haven't talked to yet on the pod because he got married and stuff this summer. So
he came on. Well, we did a review show, and one of my other buddies got him on. He did one of the Daytona review with us.
Nice.
Even though he raced it, and so he gave us some insight. He's super nice dude. Super nice. Yeah.
Like super nice and really knowledgeable. Like he's been around, seen a lot of stuff. So
yeah. We were trying to get him on to do like a end of a season, how a season went, and he's like, look, man, it might be kind of tough because I'm going to start like drinking some White Claws. I can prepare for a wedding, and then we never got him back. So he understood.
No, it's tough. He tried to blame me for like not talking to him, but I'm like, dude, you got married, you went on a honeymoon, and like now you're just getting ready. You went to playoffs, and don't blame me.
Yeah,
like I've been here.
Yeah.
So, Starling, gotta love him. He has a lot of value to the squad.
Yeah. We
haven't even talked about that.
Well, yeah, what's a squad?
That's
I know you got some people on there.
some guys.
Some good racers.
We're basically star racing right now. We have a lot of riders. This squad is, so when I worked for Racer X, they put me on Privateer Profile. So I kind of that was kind of like my niche. I got in there. I really liked the stories that the privateers told, and it was like it was a good way to learn a lot too. So I've always had love for the privateers and their struggle. Everyone has a different story, and so when I came back with Vurb, kind of just happened by accident. Kyle Chisholm reached out to me and was like, "Hey man, I'm looking for sponsors. Would you want to help me out, or do you know anybody that would want to help out?" And I'm like, maybe. So like me and Brent Stallo, the owner of Vurb, we're kind of like shooting funny ideas back and forth, and he's like, why don't you just be a sponsor and we'll put your face on the bike? And so it was like, okay. So it kind of like went from there as like a joke thing. He put me on his bike. It was one of the COVID years of Supercross when they first opened up.
Yeah.
So it was like we had to wear a mask and everything to get in the stadium. But I was on there and he put me on his helmet like 18 times. It was just a funny deal. And then like a month later, me and Harlan started talking on Twitter, just like, I don't know. It was just kind of like the thought of adding another rider to the mix would have been fun.
Yeah.
So something came up. I'm like, hey dude, would you want to run my sticker and be on the team or whatever? And he's like, sure. So he just started running my sticker, and here we are. Like, I don't know. I just keep adding guys. Like, there's an agreement now that people have to sign, and
really,
it's
holy
legit,
shit.
man. Like, so it's basically just a way for private. Like, it's an elite group of privateers. Like, you have to be hand selected. We vote you in. But like, it's just a fun thing to do. Like, it's something different.
Yeah.
No one's really. I've never seen this in the sport before, so it's just kind of a group where they can go if they need help. We help raise money. We helped Starling raise money when he lost his suspension. Harlan's shop burned down. We helped raise money for that. And just a group of guys that they've actually all become like pretty close now. So
nice.
We're just a squad. We're a team.
I like it.
Yeah, we just keep adding guys.
Now, is it like something squad? Like Troy squad?
Yeah, it's the Troy Dog squad.
Okay.
It's an elite athlete program too. I mean, that's what we do. Like, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Like, it's funny when you think about it. Like, what is that?
Yeah.
That's even what I have a lot of people doing. Like, what is the squad? Like, I see you everywhere, but like, I don't know what you do.
Yeah.
So maybe that's my fault. Like I should probably try to present it better, but it's really just a place to help privateers out, give them more exposure. Like if you're on the squad, you get a lot of exposure in podcasts, writing, Twitter, Instagram. I'm reposting all their stuff. Like it's a good way to add context and help people, like fans, latch on to these guys and show them who they are when they don't really get a lot of attention other ways.
I like it.
Yeah.
You think your squad will max out? You keep it tight.
Well, I got 6 right now.
Yeah.
I mean, we're in deep negotiations right now, but I have some verbal agreements from some of them. I honestly am in over my head with 6.
Oh, wow.
That's a lot.
Okay.
Because it's like every day. It's not every day, but it's like every week you're checking in on them, seeing like what's new.
Is there a group message called the squad?
We tried.
Oh.
We should try again though, because this was early stages when they didn't really know each other. So maybe we should. Maybe I'll just throw them on a group text and see what happens.
Hey, this is the squad. You in or
like
you out?
You're in. Like this is a place where, it's cool. We should do that, but we have other group texts and things like that, or just keep tabs. I don't know. At the races, it's more of like at Ironman, I had pretty much all of Rock River. It was like Harlan, McElrath, and then Bloxham. No one really knows Ashton Bloxham, but he's had shoulder surgeries he's come back from, and he's tried to qualify for all the nationals this summer. He got in at Thunder Valley, achieved his childhood dream, but he was pinned under the Rock River tent too. So we had like 3 riders over there, and it was like my team.
Yeah.
Right there.
The squad.
Yeah, squad.
There's a dude who races professional downhill mountain biking, and he wants to also qualify for a national outdoor.
Oh, really?
So I was talking to him over the weekend, and one other guy's done it, Supercross named Sean Palmer.
Yeah.
And so he's trying to do it, but he's like, man, scheduling and points wise, he's like, I'll get there. It's just, it's just hard to do. He's like, it's so hard.
Yeah.
He's like, you gotta be here, you gotta be there for both sports. He's like, it just doesn't work out scheduling right now.
That would be difficult if you're doing both.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what that schedule looks like for mountain biking, but it's probably pretty jam-packed too.
Yeah. Yeah, like you're in Europe a lot.
True. You have to travel a lot, I guess.
Yeah, so they were in the States, but then now they're in Canada, then the season's over, but most of the season's over in Europe.
Yeah.
How you gonna squeeze in a national?
It can happen. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how all these guys plan out their whole year. Like getting a hotel and airfare, it's not cheap anymore. So
no, not at all. So what's in the pineapple part of the squad?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, we're not swingers.
Yeah.
I get a lot of questions about if we're swingers or not. We're definitely not swingers.
Yeah.
I want to make that clear. The pineapple actually stems. I took this photo. My wife took this photo of me, and I have this. Me and my son have matching Hawaiian pineapple shirts on.
Okay.
So that's where the original logo comes from, with my face on it. We used that image.
Okay.
So it kind of, people thought that was a vibe. So I'm like, okay, let's just incorporate that. And we need a new logo, because like not everybody wants to run my face on their helmets. Like that's a little strange. So I'm like, we need something different. And so my guy Braden Balmer of Da Bomb Designs, he does all the stickers for us. He's very talented. He drew up the pineapple drawing. I had no idea at the time that a pineapple meant swinging.
Yeah.
So
when did you first what was the first realization of that?
Right after what was it, this year? I think was it this year or last year we debuted the pineapple? I don't remember. It's all going so fast. Right after Anaheim won.
Last year.
Last year?
Yeah.
Okay. Has it really been 2 years?
I feel like it.
Wow.
Did you go on? Maybe it was this year. No, it was last year.
Like 22?
Yeah.
I can't even. It's cool, you know that, but
I think because
that would make
it was
sense.
already in talks when you went on Pulp, right? And that was last year.
Yeah, it was last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, Starling and I was supposed to get pineapple tattoos. And then he got married.
Yeah.
And now it's like, no, we're not doing that anymore.
Oh, wow.
I guess.
Yeah.
He says he's still available to do that, but I mean, I'd probably have to ask the wife first.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway. I had no idea, and then someone was kept DMing me or asking somebody, I think my wife got some DMs.
Yeah,
on,
they're probably like, oh shit.
I know. I'm like, no, definitely not swingers. And then I looked it up. I'm like, oh no. So I'm trying to like delete that from everybody. It's not an upside down pineapple unless someone throws a whip.
Yeah.
Which like we do that sometimes. So you can't blame me for that.
Yeah. So they're a swinger just in that moment of that whip.
I guess, yeah. I mean, I don't throw whips, so I'm definitely not a swinger. But the pineapple is honestly like it's just a cool look. Like it's a vibe. Like we're hanging out, we're vibing at the races, and then also Vurb Moto's an amateur motocross website. So I'm like, it's kid friendly. The pineapple has sunglasses on.
They don't know that. They don't know that. Like what? They don't know the upside down thing.
Like it's just a cool like this pineapple's cool. I want to run that.
However, you gotta be careful. I guarantee there's some moto moms on there that are like, hey, I seen that pineapple. Maybe
they don't hit me up though.
Yeah.
Like I don't. Like I don't ever get hit up like that, thankfully. But I know my wife's got some strange DMs from some people on Twitter, and like I mean, it's Twitter, so if you're a good-looking chick, you're going to.
Yeah, she posted a pic, relatively recent.
What is she doing? What's she doing?
I can't remember when it was, but she was like,
"What are we doing?"
And then I remember it was Dark Side's like, she's married. Like someone was replying to it.
Yeah, Dark Side's my buddy, so I'm not giving him too much crap.
No, he was like
he's the respect.
Well,
I've had to set him straight a couple times. Like, look, dude, calm down. Yeah. But we know Dark Side when it comes to chicks. Like he's feral, dude. He can't like help himself. So, we've had to like, hey, Ginger Dog, don't post anything else. So sorry, Twitter people, but we're kind of out. Like,
is it Twitter or X now? What do you say? No one's gonna say X.
Yeah, X just sounds, it sounds bad. Like it sounds like where are you at? So I've been calling it Twitter. I know it's not, but I don't know.
I did hear. I forget now. It was called X, but when you type something, you're giving a explanation or something like that.
Really?
Or they were trying to like play on words, but it still didn't work out.
Interesting. Yeah, I don't know. It's Twitter for me. I guess it'll take a couple years. I don't.
So the pineapple. Yeah. So if you look at his Instagram, which is
at Troy Dog Vurb.
Yeah, you'll see a little.
You can't miss it. Like we really overkill on my Instagram, but like we post other stuff. I post other stuff too. Like it's pretty much try to whatever I'm putting out for the week. I just try to keep you updated. So we need the follows right now. Yeah. Kind of upset with my follower amount. Twitter works a little better. Yeah. That's what I do. It seems so, but need more Instagram followers for sure.
Are you on? I was on there. I don't really do anything anymore, but I was on TikTok. I have it. Yeah. But man, I've just kind of like gotten away from it.
So TikTok, I haven't really even gone down that avenue because I don't have videos unless I don't even know like what I would post on there.
I guess if you post reels on the gram, you just repost them there.
But that's the thing. Like I don't even have. When it comes to me, it's like I'm writing or I'm like doing my pod. Like I don't have that video or picture aspect. I don't have a photographer. Like I gotta rely on the guys to take photos at the races, and because like photographers now, it's like one photo you're like $1,000. It's like or more. Like everyone is so like, okay, we get it, you do the work, but they all think like they're like the next greatest thing ever. No offense, everybody, but we gotta calm down on the photo prices here. Yeah, because there's a lot of you out there that want a lot of money.
I agree. But I talked to a guy who does that. I don't know his prices, honestly. Yeah. But he's like, look, which I guess if really now I think about it, that doesn't even make any sense. But he was thinking, look, people are just going to take it to the gram and they just post it if I don't either put my tag on it, or if they don't buy it from me. So I felt like I put in the work. I'm like, I guess I get that, but you're still a little high.
Yeah, I can't hate too much. You got to eat too. Like I can't be like, don't. But that's why we don't have a photographer. Like I'm out of budget. Like I gotta do other stuff. So I gotta get to the races, the ones I do go to. But and also having like 6 riders supplying all like they get a care package at the beginning of the year with clothes they never wear for some reason.
Do you know Scott Metz?
Yeah, I do.
Well, he might be a photographer for you. He just started photography. It's called Mexican photography.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've
He
done
did some stuff at LL
That's cool.
this year. So
I see he's been racing that too. Like,
yeah.
it was funny that he was actually like my first ever pro jersey I got.
Oh really?
Yeah, he was at a local track when he was like 02 or something,
Yeah.
or 3. And I like went up and like, hey dude, can I get your autograph? Because I was like so involved. I was like 12 or something.
Yeah.
And he's like, you want my jersey? I'm like, yeah. So I still got that at the house.
No way.
Yeah.
I'll have to tell him I talked to him today.
It's just kind of like I saw him on the Great Outdoors, and I'm like, dude, this guy's,
Yeah.
he's pro. So,
He had a story. One of the funniest stories. It was at Kenworthy's, and he got the whole shot. And he's like, "Holy shit, I got the whole shot!" And we're like right behind him, it's like Ricky and Bubba and Chad. And he's like, he was so like cranked up because he had the whole shot. Like he's like, all of a sudden I was getting arm pump. All of a sudden I was like fading. I think he said he had a half lap. I'm sorry if I'm misspeaking, Scott. I apologize, but I said he was out there for a little while, and then he's like, next thing you know, it was like so much. He goes, I just pulled off.
Scott, that sounds like, because like one time I saw him like at Indy Supercross, he like came out and got the whole shot and paced a triple right away, and just that was it. That's all he saw.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's just cool that he was like, that he had a career that he did.
Yeah.
He's still out there racing. Like, I have a lot of respect for Scott Metz.
Dude, I love how he's like still kind of like, now he's like the road to Loretta Lynn's, the 40 class. He's all about it.
Yeah.
And, dude, I love that for him, It's awesome. Especially when he's like against Mike Brown and he's got Kiefer and Emig in his class. Like that's crazy to think of. Like, those are the guys you're racing against back then. Now you're re-racing now.
Yeah, exactly.
So what is the Vurb Classic?
Can I pause this real quick? My wife's calling.
Yes, we'll pause it.
Okay.
So before I get into the Vurb Classic,
Sure.
Do you think you guys will ever be like, I know you sponsor like individual riders. Do you think there'll ever be like a Vurb as like, is there ever a goal, or is it too far down the road to be like, hey, we're kind of not the main, but like second to main sponsor for a team?
Me personally, like the squad?
No, not the like
Vurb Moto.
Vurb Moto.
No, that's not something we're not looking to do. Yeah, it's just,
I noticed like no media guys kind of really do that.
Yeah. Like Steve will help out riders here and there, but like but the way that is, the pricing for that is outrageous.
Yeah. And
just for a media outlet that's, just in it to cover the sport, it really wouldn't really do anything for us.
Yeah.
So yeah, that'd probably be off the table.
Yeah, the more I think of it, the more it makes sense. Like, you don't want to have a team and then if you're covering all teams, what's the point of having a team? Or are you biased towards your team versus other teams on
exactly
like, stuff like that?
And it's like, even with my thing, like the squad is like my thing. It's not a Vurb. It's not a Vurb thing really. It's just what I like. So if they ever were like, you're biased towards, your 6 privateers you'd cover or whatever, I'm like, that's Troy Dog. That's not us. Yeah. So that's all me.
Do you remember 10 years ago, there was these 2 guys who were privateers. Don't know their names. Sorry about that. But I don't know who paid for them, but they got into like a Sprinter or a van, and they went to every race, and it was on a YouTube channel.
Oh, yeah. We actually, Tommy Tenders was working for us then.
Okay.
And he did that series. It was
there's 2 guys who did. Yeah.
And Derek from Colorado.
Yeah. I have an idea, whether you guys or I was gonna call and ask Steve.
What's his name?
And I feel like I know Steve does the whole privateer and the money thing. Like, let's do that again, and like either Vurb or Pulp, just like they have to call in every week and they just video it and they put it on your all's channel and see how. I feel like we should bring that back.
I mean, that's the thing, though. It's like the thing with the West thing again. There's a lot of time and effort that goes into it, and if it's a YouTube thing, like if there's no sponsor behind it, there's really nothing.
Well, all the money behind it is people like that donate towards like Pulp or whatever, or
I see what you mean, like a
donation or not GoFundMe. What's the other one? Patreon.
Yeah.
So that's all their money.
Yeah, Patreon might be a good thing for that. Just with the way it is, we have like 4 or 5 guys that run this, so it's like that effort and time that takes to do a project like that. Like, you literally have to be on the road doing that, and right now it's just not in the cards for what we have to deal with. There's just not enough time. Like there's so many different avenues we're in. We're doing races, we're doing podcasts, we're doing race coverage. There's a lot of stuff that goes into Vurb, like social media.
I wonder if you can get them like, look, you have to edit all your own stuff.
Yeah. Nah.
It'd be tough though.
Yeah, you can't. I don't think you could do that.
Yeah.
Unless you just like did what we do like with ride-alongs.
Yeah.
We do a lot of those, but for an entire summer, like that's a lot. So maybe.
Yeah. Who was doing all their filming? That was you guys for that one?
Yeah, it was just Tom Journet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He did all their stuff, huh? That was basically like his. So he just wrote along with them.
No, I don't know. I don't know. Tom did that. I might be misspeaking now. He did the Stank Dog one. He did that one. I don't know if he did Driven to Ride.
I'm gonna go back and watch that.
I know. I need to go back because I think I'm speaking out. I don't know who did that now.
That was pretty cool though. Like,
it was cool.
How did they pick? Do you remember how they picked those guys?
I don't. It was something. I feel like I did know, but I don't remember now. It was very successful though.
Yeah. What else I have to say?
Vurb Classic.
Vurb Classic, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Vurb Classic is an event we've done since 2008, I believe was first year.
Yeah.
We do hired guns. We hire riders who really are. We really look at Loretta's results and all year through to see who the top riders are, and we invite them to race the event. We give them bibs, call them hired guns. And then just invite everyone else to come race and see if you can beat them. Like the Vurb Classic is a cool event. It's something that we take a lot of pride in. It's really just kind of like a local race with a amateur national feel.
Yeah.
We do a lot of fun stuff there. It's good to have local grassroots vibe at the races.
Yeah. Randy Richardson always yelling.
Yeah, like that. Randy was gold this year. I mean, he's always gold. Like everything Randy does is hilarious. So, big fan of Randy's. Yelling at Blair like that was.
Oh, that's great.
Dude, Blair was hurting so bad from his crash, and he just comes up and yells at him like it's beautiful. So, now it's the Vurb Classic is something that will go on forever. I think it's core, man. If you're a racer who's pro now, like Barsha's raced it, Cincinnati's raced it, Hayden Deegan's raced it at some point. I mean, pretty much everybody in the world's raced it at this point. So if you've ridden the Vurb Classic, you're a pro now, and you're going to be a champ. So that's pretty much what it is.
Does it change locations?
It has in the past.
Yeah.
I think one year we had an East and West version, but since we've been back, we've just stuck with Next Level 101. It's a great facility. Jessica Patterson and Eddie Ray run it, and it's just top notch. The dirt's great.
Yeah.
Daniel Blair is involved there now, so it's a great location for that. Cool.
So what in the off season besides designations leading up to Supercross? What do you guys? What's like some of the plans you guys have going on?
For me, I can't speak for everybody. They just got done with Red Bull Imagination, so I haven't really talked to the guys in like 2 weeks. But for us, it's just. I know for me, I'm going to be doing a lot of team previews. I did them last year. This year, I'm going to really make it like pretty much try to include every team there is. Because from now until Anaheim 1, I'm going to be really putting a lot of time and effort into those. Just to have like a who's in, who's out, breakdown, like where this guy should be, kind of what each guy should expect coming in. Just kind of analyze it that way.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be doing that. And then I'll do my regular features as well. Power rankings, we got power rankings.
Yep.
That's a big thing these days. Just kind of, we'll be focused on World Supercross as well. Those events are coming up.
Yep.
And then just
never stops.
Yeah, it never stops. The Shred Tour 24 calendar will be out soon. So I mean, it's just there's no off season.
No.
It's just there's always constantly news. There's always something to follow. We'll always come up with content.
Yeah. Well, thanks for coming on, man. Appreciate it. I'm glad we got it scheduled.
Absolutely.
And looking forward to 2024. I'm sure you are as well.
I definitely am.
Yeah, man. You're welcome to come back anytime. I guess Thursday afternoon, that's the only time works for you, so I'll have to figure that out. Yeah. Well, maybe. We can figure something else out. But yeah, I'd love to come back on and
and do this. So.
Maybe bring Wes or something. We'll figure something out. Where's he live at?
He's in Idaho.
Okay, maybe we'll figure something else.
We won't bring Wes, maybe. I need to get out there, actually, and be
Dude,
on...
my brother lives there. He loves it.
Yeah, I need to get out there and...
Yeah.
Just...
When's the last time you rode?
2017, at the end of it.
Whew.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah. Not even, like, putting around, nothing, huh?
I was supposed to do riding school at East Fork.
Mm-hmm.
It was rained out, so I was putting around my street recently, but I had my son on it with me too, so we were going slow. But
well, I'll tell you something off air because I don't know if I'm allowed to share it, but we'll talk about some place you bike and ride.
Yeah.
But all right, man. Well, thank you again, and thanks everybody else for listening. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you. Anytime.